The Eagles have fired Doug Pederson, but we want to know, how did Doug Pederson get fired and what's next for the Eagles now? Alright, fellas and ladies, let's eat.
What time is it? Game time! Woo!
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Edwin, aka King Jollof, and we are back again. Guys, we have some news coming out of Philadelphia with Doug Pederson being released by the Eagles. Fired, let's say fired, because I don't know, ESPN likes to use a different terminology when it comes to firing head coaches, whether they're black or they're white. Listen, Doug Pederson was fired today. He's fired, okay? He's gone. Now, a head coach who won the Super Bowl, the franchise's first Super Bowl in 2017 with Nick Foles at QB, right? That crazy playoff run, that magical playoff run, has proceeded to have a combined 22, 25, and 1 over 3 seasons. No, that's pretty much a losing season. Over 3 seasons. So, in a bad division at that. But, listen guys, Doug Pederson for me, like, he was, other than outside of that one season with the Eagles where he had that magical playoff run, he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good of a coach. If you ask me, like, listen, yes, he did win the division a couple times. Yes, he did make the playoffs 3 straight times in a bad division. Yes, he did post a record of 42, 37, and 1. A little bit over average, above average a little bit. But ultimately, he made bad decisions. Ultimately, he made unquestionably bad decisions. Now, let's get to the root of this. How did Doug Pederson get fired? Well, it's mostly because of his issue with not just Carson Wentz, but with the QB situation as a whole in Philadelphia. Now, when you look at Carson Wentz, let's start with him first. When you look at Carson Wentz, you see, okay, he had that magical, great season where he had the MVP caliber seasons. He had the numbers, he had the statistics, he had everything. He looked the best. He was probably the best, one of the best NFC QBs in the league. Obviously, unquestionably the best QB in the division. But ever since then, Carson Wentz has steadily and slowly regressed. And we don't want to, we don't even want to go to this past season, because this past season was terrible. We're not gonna go into any of the numbers, none of that. But just know that Carson Wentz played bad. Now, I think that Carson Wentz, to me, he needs to find a little restart. But if anything happens, hopefully it's a good thing for him, because Carson Wentz has played terrible. Let's not dispute that. He's played terrible. But ultimately, his coach, or former coach, Pederson, did not show enough faith in him at times, and that's what you shouldn't do as a coach. So you can't come out one week and say, oh, well, I'm not sure if he's going to be a starter for this week, and then next week he's like, oh, well, he's our guy, he's our number 1 guy. Like, bro, are you showing faith in your guy or not? Like, are you going to say that he's number 1 guy or what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be 1 week saying, well, I'm not sure if he starts for us this week, and we might give Jalen Hurts a run. Like, you can't do all that. Like, what type of nonsense is that? So, long story short, he gets tired of Carson Wentz pretty much laying eggs every single game because he was bad. And he benches him, and here comes Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts, rookie QB, comes out of Oklahoma. And this guy, I think he's a baller. I really like him as a prospect, but he definitely needs the right system, the right players to succeed, as he did in Oklahoma. So, Jalen Hurts comes in here, and he plays up until week 17, where they play the Washington football team, right? And then Doug Pederson makes the most unquestionably terrible call, probably the worst call of the season. He benches Jalen Hurts for Nate Sudfeld in a 1-score game, division game against Washington in the 4th quarter. What the hell are you doing? Like, you're gonna tell me that Nate Sudfeld gives you the best chance to win? Nate Sudfeld? Because you're gonna tell me, right? You're gonna tell me that you played Nate Sudfeld because he gave you the best chance to win and because he deserved minutes? So because a player deserves minutes, that means he decides to play. I never knew that. I never knew that because a player works hard and deserves minutes, that he gets to play over a guy who's pretty much, I think, better than him. Obviously, I think no one in the NFL, or probably fans in that matter, would probably choose Nate Sudfeld over Jalen Hurts. Like, come on, that's just silly. So you're gonna tell me that Jalen Hurts, he gives you the best chance to win. You thought otherwise, and you bench him. And on top of that, guys, this is even worse. So imagine this: you have Jalen Hurts as a rookie QB, any rookie player for that matter, right? If you bench a rookie player, rookie QB, that can sometimes lead to a shot at their confidence. Meaning that, if you bench the player, then what does that do for their confidence as a whole? Does that make them a little bit nervous to come back on the field and try to produce again? You never know, because the looks of it, Jalen Hurts felt like he was playing well. I mean, against Washington, a great defensive front, a good defensive team as it is, and he had the game in one score. Fourth quarter, it's time for game time. You know what I'm saying? So what is he doing wrong? Against a really good defensive front, and your defense is playing good as well too. So the game is pretty close. Why the hell are you benching him for? I don't get it. That makes absolutely no sense. So you probably ruin his confidence, but the more mind-boggling thing is you make Carson Wentz inactive for the game. Now I know you don't like Carson Wentz, but you make him inactive for the game. You're gonna tell me that Nate Sudfeld is good enough to be the backup QB to Jalen Hurts in Carson Wentz's worst state? You're gonna tell me that he's still not good enough to be a backup in the league for your game? What the hell is going on here? I don't get it. It makes no sense. Guys, that, my friends, is the definition of tanking, because there's no way you take out the best players. I mean, your best QBs at that. Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, and then you put in a guy, Nate Sudfeld. If you like Nate Sudfeld so much, why the hell did you trade up in the second round to draft a QB? If you like Nate Sudfeld so much, I mean, he must be a guy that really wows you as a prospect, as a player, if you gave him the minutes. If you deserve the minutes, then why didn't you play him earlier? If you believed in him so much, why didn't you go the route of starting him instead of Jalen Hurts? It makes no sense. So all these bad, questionable decisions are coming back to haunt him, and it's so you messed up the relationship between you and Carson Wentz. Now he's probably never gonna play for you again. You can't really, because you're fired. But now you're slowly ruining the relationship you have between you and your rookie QB. That makes no sense. And now on top of that, you've lost the locker room. Now tell me, guys, they were upset. They were pretty darn upset. I heard reports of players coming to him saying, why the hell are you benching Jalen Hurts when he gives us the best chance to win? These players have been playing hard all season long, right? You can't really question. Sometimes I would say sometimes, but sometimes you really can't question the hard work and mentality that a player comes in and puts in on the field, right? No matter how bad of the record, how bad it may seem, you could pretty much be sure that these players are giving it all, their all. So they went through a 4-11-1 season. That's a terrible season, and a bad division at that too. That's a terrible season. No ifs and buts about that. But you deprive them of what they want the most, especially to end off the season, a win. You're gonna tell me that Nate Sudfeld gives you the best chance to win? That's baloney, because Jalen Hurts gives you the best chance to win. Carson Wentz gives you the best chance to win over Nate Sudfeld, at least. So, what the hell is going on? Your job was to nurture a QB, and you ultimately didn't do that, and you failed at that. So now Doug Pederson is gone, and on top of that, now it's looking kind of chaotic in Philly. But I will say this: they do have a nice future in store for them, only because of the fact that Doug Pederson is gone. Now, whenever you get rid of a bad coach, then you have a bright future. Because listen, man, sometimes it's not the players, sometimes it's the leadership that you're under. Because Doug Pederson, obviously, you could tell that he wasn't the leader that they aspired to look up to in the locker room based off of what he did. and he wasn't the right coach for them because he was a 1-year wonder. And you could say that the 3 playoff appearances, even though I will give him credit for making the playoffs, yes, but it's in a bad division. Like, come on, man. Like, you know, wait, I give you credit, but really, like, are we really gonna give you credit for being pretenders? A playoff pretender? Like, we just gave credit for the Steelers being an 11 and 12 and 14, and they were pretenders. They got bounced out the first round. So that's all I'm saying here, guys. But anyways, Doug Pederson is gone, and now the winners for today, even though it's going to be a tough one, but the winners for today is Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz, because of the fact that even though you don't really know what's going to happen between those two, you don't really know who's going to get the starting nod, who's not, but, you know, the coach that was pretty much ruining the relationships between each other, between them in some cases, is now gone. So they can look forward to a new coach coming in. It'll be tough. It'll be tough because the new coach will have to find a way to either say, I want to go with Carson Wentz, I want to work with him, or I want to go in a new direction and go with Jalen Hurts. So we'll see how that goes in the future. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video, to the channel. And always remember, as I grow, we grow together. Now stay tuned for the next video. Boop!